When life gets unpredictable, preparation matters. In medicine, it's all about staying alert, ready for whatever comes through the door. On the road, it's no different. That's why Volvo designs vehicles to help anticipate risk, reduce harm, and protect lives. The Volvo XC90's advanced safety systems inspire confident decisions wherever the road takes you. The Volvo XC90, for life. Proud sponsor of the Pit Podcast. Learn more at volvocars.ca/safety.
Time flies. Ladies and gentlemen, time flies. Can you believe it? This very day, 6 years ago, October 17th, 2018, cannabis was legalized in this country. 6 years later, the SQDC, that's Quebec's cannabis board, has contributed more than $250 million to Quebec coffers. They now operate over 100 stores in the province. It's our pleasure to welcome Suzanne Bergeron onto the program, President and CEO of the SQDC. Can I call you Suzanne?
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Suzanne, thanks for coming in. It's great to see you.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
So, geez, how's it going selling pot in Quebec right now? How's it going?
Things are doing well. It's been doing well since day one. Yeah. So really the mission to convert the illegal market towards the SQDC has worked. It has proven through its model and through the approach with our employees. So it's been a great adventure, and we keep growing year over year. And
I think there are some stats that are out. What percentage of the black market has now come to the SQDC? Do we know?
Yes, we know. So, it's as you can imagine, getting the full pie of what's out there in terms of cannabis it's difficult. The black market doesn't share their strategic plan with us. So therefore, we say today that and most of the provinces are pretty equal. 62% of the market, the illicit market, has merged to the legal market.
Gotcha. And, every province has handled this differently.
Yes.
Some places went to a sort of Wild West. Every street corner is some private third party opening up a store. You go to Toronto sometimes, everywhere you look, I think there's more pot stores than Tim Hortons now in Toronto, right? Here we did a different approach. Make the case for our listeners that 6 years later, the approach here in Quebec, government-run SQDC, was the right one.
I think, first of all, yes, you're right. There's addition at a federal level. There was a decision that they would leave the province decide on the approach they would want to take. So every province went their own way. They made their own decision. Quebec decided on a dual approach around, making sure that there's accessibility to the product so that people that want to move from the illicit market to the legal market have a space to do that. But more so and importantly is let's take in consideration the health of our consumers. Mm-hmm. So with that approach, using the model with the SQDC, we looked at size of our stores, the products we'll sell, how many stores should we have, what's the coverage that we should have, when you have to find the right balance between accessibility and not being overwhelming in Quebec and in the society. Yeah. We also had to deal with acceptability. Mm-hmm. Remember, in 2018, not everybody was okay with the legalization. So, we took our time to grow our stores in all the province. We have 100 stores now. With 100 stores, when you compare to Ontario, Alberta, or BC that are between 700 and 1,800 stores, we still cover that same 62% of the market. So with less stores, with employees that really are there to serve our clients and to have that conversation around their consumption, we are able to measure up to the other provinces.
And I've read in the other provinces, they have not been bringing in the revenue for the government that you've been able to bring in for the government. So just on that end, what is there an advantage to being just one government-run entity when it comes to the contribution for the taxpayer?
Absolutely, because if you think of the model in Quebec, yes, there's the taxes. That's the same for all provinces. All taxes should go back to the government. Yeah. But in our case, as we're a crown corporation, you also have our dividends. So if we make profit, which is not our main goal, but if we make profit, everything goes back to the government.
It's not so what's your main goal?
Really making sure that the product, the quality in the product that we sell, that has, people know exactly what they buy and they put in their body when they come to the SQDC. Well, that's our main goal, is that we take care of our customers. We give them an option that's nothing that we sell is healthy, but they have an option of something that is safer than what you can buy on the black market. That's our main goal.
We're with Suzanne Bergeron, President and CEO of the SQDC, Quebec's Cannabis Board. It has been 6 years since the first SQDC opened up, if you can believe it. Now, your competitor is the black market,
yes.
right? How do you compare yourselves, like, price wise, right? You know, you've got, like, how do you look to make sure that your price is reasonable compared to what is being offered, the other alternatives out there? How do you base that? How do you judge how much you're going to charge for something? And because I know cost is a big issue here.
It is. Our consumers, a part of our consumers, are very price sensitive on cannabis, but now we know on a lot of other products. That being said, again, the illicit market doesn't have a strategic plan. They don't share their pricing strategy with us. But good thing with the web. Now, a lot of the illicit market happens on the web, so we're able to do that that data research and making sure that we keep our prices, very close to what the black market is. And we also have collaborations with local police authorities to make sure that we keep ourselves honest around the price.
A few extra rules here in Quebec. Age-wise, there's a difference with the rest of the country.
Yes.
Some of the products, and it's interesting because I still feel skittish about talking about this, right? If I am on this show and I say, I had a bottle of wine with someone last night, I'll say it. It's easy to say. But cannabis, we don't do that. But also, I don't use the product very often. The thing is, there's some products you guys don't offer, like the flavored gummies, okay? And I know there are people that, because I'm never going to smoke, I don't smoke joints, I just don't do it, it's not my thing. If there's anything I would use, it's those flavored gummies. You don't offer it. And I wonder if you wish there were maybe some of the handcuffs were restricted on the types of products you offer.
What we've seen is, to your point, exactly. There are people that don't want to smoke, and they've never smoked. They've never smoked cigarette. They don't want to start smoking their cannabis. Therefore, they would like to consume it. We don't have the gummies. That's part of the law and the restrictions in Quebec. But we do have an offering in our edibles that are not gummies, that are not attractive for kids. So the chocolate, the gummies. But we do have options where you don't need to smoke. So that's the reason why you have all these employees that are properly trained in our store to really guide you through those product selections.
What's the future of the SQDC, whether it's store footprint, different ways to buy, like, delivery and that kind of thing? What's your vision for the future of the SQDC?
I think the edge we've always had is that we've been looking forward and looking in the future to make sure that we follow the trends and we understand the consumer's behavior. So we'll keep doing that. In terms of store footprint, I think we're getting close to the end of opening new stores. We have a few little market holes where we want to go, but we're analyzing them one by one right now. And then again, continuing to offer the web version of our stores and more importantly, the web version of our counseling from our employees so that people can chat live with our employees and make sure they have the right information before they purchase. So we'll keep doing that. The in-person service, which is still very appreciated by our customer, and also the virtual version of the SQDC.
Your colleagues at the SAQ, they're dealing with a strike today. And I'm just wondering if do you think you'll see a bump in sales today if alcohol's not available? And how do you deal with the fact that you're government run, you've got employees, you probably pay well compared to what other retail shops, and how do you view your role at the SQDC of being a good employer?
I'm glad you bring that up because I think, I've heard, and I'm very conscious of the fact that people think maybe this should go in the models of Ontario or Alberta, private model. I think we need to look at the SQDC in a wider range where we are a good employer. We're above minimum wage. We offer insurance. We offer pension plans. That's important. We're part of the society. We're part of Quebec. We're part of the community. And that's 1,300 jobs that's been created and the money we give back to the government. Remember, 6 years ago, that would go to the illicit market. It would go to the organized crime. Yeah. So I think if you look at our organization in a bigger perspective than just the product, I think we should be very proud as Quebecers.
I'm getting some text messages from listeners, some of them are focusing on pricing. What do you say to a Quebecer that maybe would buy from you, but they say, no, you're too expensive?
I'd say I would really recommend that they come to, we've got almost over 500 products in our store in all price ranges. I would really challenge and understand the client's concern around price, but we have all price ranges for our products. And we do make sure that we're very close. But again, there's a little premium to the fact that you come into a safe store, safe products with employees that are properly trained to help you with your selection.
And what's on the label is what you're going to get.
Exactly.
Suzanne, we're going to leave it there. I hope this is the first of many times that you get to join us and we can talk about the issues at play when it comes to cannabis.
Be my pleasure.
Suzanne Bergeron is president and CEO of the SQDC.